Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever Best Ever Gaming podcast. I'm Michael Mirabella, and to my right we have...
Oh, am I saying my name?
No.
I'm Daniel.
And our special guest today...
Hi, I'm Frankie.
Hi, Frankie. So guys, given it... You're an idiot.
Anchorman.
Given that it's our first ever podcast, I figured what way to celebrate the birth of our podcast, if you will, and... Well, by birthdays.
Yeah.
Hey, topical. And,
Should we explain why it's topical?
Oh, why it's topical? Well, McCann, we have our birthdays coming up, and without timestamping this, it's within the next, say, week. And,
Yes, week.
Future.
you know, and you might think that, oh, two friends, whatever, you know, having a birthday within a week, that's common, you know, for most people. Ours is a bit weird. We have an origin story. I like to think we're superheroes.
We are superheroes.
Later, Link. We'll come back to that. So, so I'm born on the 1st of April. You're born on the...
I'm the 5th.
You're the 5th of April.
I'm the 5th.
So it's a bit weird because as I was coming out of hospital, my parents bumped into your parents going into hospital.
Wait, like actually?
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
Do you not
We
know
have an
that?
origin story.
Yeah.
That's adorable. Keep going.
Anyway,
Yeah, it definitely keeps going.
never saw each other again. My dad was your uncle's best man at his wedding. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Was it the other way around? I think it was your dad was his best man.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the way. So that connection, and that's really all. Your dad and my dad never really hung out. I don't think
so,
around
because
from that.
your dad's a little bit younger than my dad, I think.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
yeah, just like a year or
Because,
something.
yeah.
So that's the way that goes, and then
Went to Marsland.
yeah,
Such.
we get to high school, Marsland College, good school, and yeah, it turns out we both played the trumpet, both in the same music group.
Sat next to each other.
Sat next to each other, look very similar.
It's a bit weird.
And I think we found out because you've gone, Mirabella, do you have a dad called Chris? Yeah, he was my uncle's best man in his way. And then, yeah, we told our dads we met each other and they're like, yeah, that's weird. Here's
what
what's
are the
happened.
chances? What are the chances?
Jesus.
So we have an origin story and so that's why I want to go into birthdays. It kind of introduces us. Birthday of the podcast.
Yeah.
Birthday's coming up. I'm excited if you can't tell. I'm a 5-year-old when it comes to birthdays. And now just to exclude you, McCann, we get our special guest involved.
Oh yeah.
What we share in common, Frankie, with birthdays.
I would assume where you're going with this is my birthday is Halloween, so I also have a birthday on a occasion. Not that we occasion Halloween much.
Occasion.
We do now.
No.
As a kid, I was so cut.
Well, that's the thing. We have birthdays on public holidays that no one really gives a shit. Well, not public holidays. Holidays
I was
that no one
gonna
gives
say,
a shit about.
April Fool's Day is not a public holiday.
So, like, celebrate holidays that no one really cares about.
Yeah, true. Well, because I remember, like, as a kid begging my parents to be like, can we go trick-or-treating? And they're like, no, it's American, meh, meh, meh. And now, like, it's everywhere, and, like, all the stores have, like, Halloween stuff, and I'm just like...
Well, my family was the exact same. When kids came to the doors and I'd have to give them candy, I'm like, fuck you, you lucky shits.
We don't get many in our area, but we're starting to get more now because it was all old people, but now all, like, the young families
They're
have
all
started
dying
moving. Well, yeah. So we're getting, like, young kids. Like, I've never had child neighbours before, and we've got them now, and when they play, they scream. But it's not like, it's like, I genuinely, like, do I call an ambulance? Like, when
Velociraptor scream.
Yeah, when I'm home alone, I'm just like, what do I do? Like, I've actually literally peeped over the fence just to make sure, like, no one's dead.
You turn your music up and just, like, forget they're
That's a very good point.
Well, I think no one comes to us anymore because they're scared of that one time. My mum just screamed at the kids, no, we don't have any candy. So I don't know if that's carried over. And now the kids that were now parents are going, yeah, don't go to the witch's
Avoid
house.
the old Mirabella house.
But, yeah, we get maybe one if we're lucky. So now mum gets into the spirit. She buys all this candy. Goes, I hope, is anyone coming? Looks out, the window, off the couch. Anyone? No one all night. So we just eat all the
Candy for us.
Yeah, that's what you want.
There's a message behind that. She's actually not hoping they come and you get all the candy. So
She
it's
just
all
wants
for you.
me fat. So something I did also forget to explain. With each podcast, we're going to do one topic, hence why I did birthday topic. Then, even though we've got the same people for 3 topics, we're going to each do a topic, and that's each going to be a podcast, if that makes sense. So this is the birthday podcast, then we'll go into Frankie's topic, and then into McAdam's topic. And we'll get there when we get there. But the holidays birthday connection leads me to the first question that I put to you. Sorry, you're a bit excluded from
That's
this
all right.
again.
I'm gonna...
Yep.
I've
It tastes like
experienced on...
Oh, you reckon? Sorry.
I've experienced on my birthday being April Fools that people try to play jokes on me.
Yes.
You know, that's let's fuck with you.
I think I know
Have
where
you
this is
had
going.
any scares on Halloween that people, just because it's your birthday, they go, let's scare Frankie, it'll be funny?
Not that I can remember. No. So I have a really boring answer. I don't know. Just no one's tried to
We should
jump.
explain another birthday story.
What
It's not your birthday story.
I tried to jump scare anyone.
No.
I've never even been to a surprise party. No, I have, but we showed up late, so we missed the surprise.
Surprise!
So it was just kind of like, ah! And they're like, yeah, hey. And I'm like, ah! It was great. No, I haven't really been, no one's tried to. That's off topic, but I got blood captures as a Kris Kringle once when I was in grade 3.
Lovely.
Oh.
When you put in your mouth and
Yeah, I was literally thinking red blood cells. I'm like,
No!
What?
Yeah, took a trip to the hospital, plugged the IV in.
or like you wouldn't give blood or something like that. I don't know where my brain is today.
No! But yeah, that's the only Halloween-y thing I can think of, really.
Well, what was your birthday story? It concerns me.
Oh, no, it's a Frankie here.
Oh, no.
So there's a certain +9.
Oh.
You have to remember this. So,
What's that got to do with anything?
It's
That's not
funny.
That's not holidays,
not
but
holidays.
it is birthdays.
We
I'm
went-
talking about unfortunate birthday issues.
yes. We went to a, what's it called? +9 birthday. When was it?
So you know how you
I'll
plus
let
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I-
+9.
I somehow got +9s one of my best mates' birthdays because he wanted more people. Well, he wanted more girls.
Yeah, he wanted more. Yeah, that's the important thing. He wanted more girls.
So realistically, it was just gonna be me and Mira. So
Yeah.
we would have made up for all.
I don't think I got invited though. You plus me in as well. So I was just along for the ride.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you knew him back then.
I did.
Probably.
I just wasn't a big fan.
Oh, there's that. And so my brother decided to make rocket fuel. And for those watching who doesn't know what rocket fuel is, what it is? Tequila, rum, and whiskey.
Death.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
any spirit
And
you can think
death.
of.
Yeah. So it's pretty much that. How much did you have?
Not that much, which was really embarrassing, but I think it was because I hadn't, like, had I eaten?
I don't know. We got there late.
Not much.
But also, I'd mixed my drink, so I had, like, a lot of
Ah.
different things, and then that was, like, the icing on the cake, I
And then
guess.
you vomited all over yourself, and then
I? Yeah,
yeah,
fuck, I
and then you had to
did.
get my mum to help you because she was cleaning you up.
No.
My
I know I threw up in his backyard in the bushes. Did we make it to the birthday cake? I can't remember. Someone
No,
help me
I
out.
think we
wasn't
left
sure.
early. I
No,
think
Did we make
no, we were at the
cake?
end because they had to come and get us in like 3 trips. 'cause there was too many
That's
of
right.
us.
Because I remember like being asleep on his couch, just being like, I can't move. And then I remember getting back to your place, and my nail had broken, and they were like my natural nails too, which was a big deal. So I'm like to your mum, I'm just like, do you have a bin? Like I shouldn't. This shouldn't upset me as much as it does. But these were my nails. I grew these. Like I don't want to throw it on the ground because that's disgusting. And she's like, shh, just over there, over there. I'm like,
I know, right?
okay. And then just like
My nails.
face planted, and then I don't even look at mine at the moment. I've ripped off my freaking acrylic, SNS, whatever.
Really? Yes. Mm.
Yeah.
Is that the thing
So
where you stick it under the blue light?
no, that's shellac.
Oh. That's as much as I know.
SNS is a powder, so it's like your coat of like whatever, and then you dip it in, tap it off, and you keep going until it like builds up, and then you. Back to Frankie's nail salon.
No, but I have a story that can beat that.
Good.
Because
Please.
we didn't finish the rocket fuel, and we had a 21st, John Polizzi. We had a 21st the next week. Or the
Oh,
next
was he
night.
older?
Oh, well, not 21st, 18th. I forget how old we are. 18th. And my brother, we weren't drinking much because, I don't know, for some reason I was challenged not to drink, which was rare. It's still rare. But I only had 1 beer.
well, you failed.
I did try.
That's
Oh, wait, no, it wasn't not drink. It was not drink more than 3 or
not
something
get
like
drunk.
that. No, I think it was not drink. There was a certain amount. It's like you can't have more, 2 or more or something
Question:
like that.
Why?
Everyone thought I was an alcoholic, thinks I'm an alcoholic.
At
That's
18
actually
years
vodka
old.
you've got to throw there.
2 liters of vodka. Yeah, I can just drink it straight like that with plain face.
Oh, good lord.
But yeah, what happened was my brother gave the rocket fuel to this girl just to try it out. She had 1 sip, turned around and projectiled. Like literally just went.
See, I at least tried to get to the bushes.
It was so funny. Like I could not stop laughing.
God. Well, speaking of assholes at parties, no, going back to that original point, that
+9.
no, the whole has anyone fucked with you on Halloween? I get fucked with every time on April Fools, and I need a vent. Most memorable one, 10th birthday party. Fuck you, James. My best friend James and his mate got me an Xbox 360. And I was super stoked. I was like, oh my God. Because that morning, my parents had given me a Wii. I know, white privilege. But we're diving into real issues early.
Yeah.
Going full political.
So I got a Wii. I was freaking out, super excited for my friends to come for the party because I can show them my Wii. And then I get an Xbox 360. I'm like, holy fuck, this is amazing. Anyway, I open it. I'm still excited. They're like, haha, April Fool's. I'm like, haha, thanks, guys. Just completely ignoring them. They're like, Michael, it's a brick. And because I'm thinking, where are the cords? They're like, it's a literal brick. And I've never forgiven them for that. And
that
then,
would be pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah, I'd probably cry.
so I think that's the most elaborate one I've had. But then you get other ones like, look, there's skywriting. Haha, April Fool's. Like, yeah, you're a genius.
Would you have been more pissed off had it have been a box with a PS4 in it and you opened it would have been a 360?
Well, we didn't have PS4s when I was 10, Frankie.
PS3. I meant
PS3.
Would you have been like, oh my god, PS3? Oh, it's an Xbox.
I would have still got something.
Gross.
Was it PS3?
Yeah, if 360 was out, it would be out.
No,
Oh, no.
10.
So what, 2000 and...
To be fair, I got my PS2 very late. So I got my
so did
PS2 when I was like
2004, so maybe...
11 or something.
Yeah, same.
Maybe 360 just come out.
What was your first game? Yeah, 360. Oh, it would have been just out. 'Cause that's
Console
probably-
or handheld?
I was about to say both words at the same time.
Handheld.
Console.
It was
First console game.
God.
So I had neighbours that very lovely. They've gone, we're going out of town for 6 weeks. Do you
Nice.
want our PS1? And I've gone, absolutely, that'd be amazing. This was my... Like, I play little computer games and stuff on, floppy disks and stuff, but this was my first console.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, the first game I played was with my friendly neighbour, and we played a boxing game, and he's gone, all right, and I'll pick Muhammad Ali, and you can have this white, fat American bloke. He was like 300 kilograms, just out of shape, not even fit. And I beat him, and I remember him being mad at me. But it was so
alright.
good. They've gone, yeah, have this console for 6 weeks. They didn't come back for 6 months. So we got
Yes.
into all the classics like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1,
Oh.
that stuff, and then Crash Bandicoot, and then having to give it back was the saddest day of my life. My parents were like, all right, you have to give it back now.
God, what was my first? I'm because I kind of got like a whole bunch of games at once, but like I can't remember like the games. I think the reason I got it is because I wanted Tony Hawk American Wasteland because you could play as Billy Joe Armstrong
Of
in the
course.
free skate, and for like grade 5 Frankie, that was my life. So I think I got. To be fair, I did love that game. I also got like the series of unfortunate events game for that like awful movie that came out with Jim
Yeah.
That was a
Carrey.
game?
Yeah,
I
I
heard the
could
game
never
was
get
alright.
past like embarrassingly early because it was just really
It's
hard.
like me with Bloodborne.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably the worst gift I've ever given.
I am gonna get back into it. No, I'm determined to
Yeah.
beat it one day.
Well, speaking of that, bad gifts, because that's one I've given you. What is the worst gift you've received for a birthday?
Received.
Yep, no. Pink fluffy handcuffs. Wait for it. From my aunt.
I wasn't expecting that.
Like this, it was like one of those whole sack of gifts, and it was like everything you could find at the $2 shop, I think. So both and me and my brother got the same thing, and you just look up, like we pulled it out, and there was like the fake, shitty fake mustaches and all this stuff, and then there's pink fluffy handcuffs, and we were just like, what did you think we're into?
So you can play cops and robbers
Yeah.
with a stripper.
Who hasn't done that? I don't know.
Frankie.
Frankie hasn't done that with the stripper.
Worst birthday gift,
Wasn't
idiot.
going there. I think it was a Christmas gift, but I got when I was in like mid-high, like maybe year 9. I got like a High School Musical like. Do you remember like
The Sing Star?
No, I
can't see- I can't
wish.
see it.
That I would be into. But no, it was like a password. It was like a journal thing, but it was one of those ones with like an electronic lock. I think it had like a key code on it. And I'm just like,
I don't see how that's a bad gift. Like,
I
High
just.
School- any
No,
High
but
School
at
Musical.
that time, I was like,
Ah.
no. But I feel like I've had worse, surely. I don't know. I got a monogrammed hanky from like my nonna's neighbor once.
I think I got one of those.
So it was just like a hanky with like.
Thank you, Frankie.
Oh, we're getting to
Do
those jokes
Jamaican
already.
Hamlet.
Fight me. Literally fight
We'll
me.
come back to that in another topic. Well, for me, I don't have like a bad gift that stands out. I've just got a bad birthday. As most kids are encouraged to when they're young, I loved reading books. I'd read
Yeah.
about 20 a year. Everything, all the classics, Harry Potter, Del Toro Quest,
Oh
all
my
these
God, Del
retro
Toro Quest.
90s things. I loved. My 10th birthday. This was my ninth birthday, so not so bad. I remember my family got me a torch, 7 books, and like a chocolate or something. I was like, since that day, I've said no books for a birthday present. Which, they gave me one for Christmas last year, but I appreciate that. But I just cracked it. I was like, no more books. I'm opening it. Oh, another book. Another book.
7 books. Yeah, I feel like that's a lot.
As much as I love reading, I'm like, my
Video-
birthday's time for
video
something
games.
exciting.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
agree with that.
It's like, I can
Yeah.
buy books myself. Well, no, I couldn't because I was young and didn't have a job. But,
Nice.
it's like, you can buy me books, whatever.
I
Yeah.
still can't afford books.
There's still, yeah, well, look.
On Del Toro Quest though, did you know there is
An anime?
Yeah.
I did know there was an anime.
There is? I've got to get into
It's
it.
not great.
I was watching it in Italian because apparently they're really into it. No, when I was in Italy.
Oh,
They-
okay.
They love it. They're really into it. But watching without subtitles is really fucking difficult. Like, I'm not that good at Italian. And like, when you watch normal TV shows, you can actually, gauge expression and all that.
Yeah.
When they're just talking like this,
Mouth flaps. Yes.
I have no idea what they're saying. Like, we were
No.
watching some kids' TV show and it was harder than like the news almost. Like, I could pick up something from the news. But like, they're just
It's like
Yeah.
Del Toro Questo. Oh, I know that one.
I got that one.
I was gonna say I at an op shop for like $2 found like the book with all of the first like series, is it?
First series is best.
Yeah. So like it was a big thick book like this big, and I was like, oh my god! And then I like tried to start reading again. I'm like, it doesn't quite hold up because it's very clearly written for like I don't know, like 8-year-olds. It's
I
just
reckon I'd
like
like
Harry
it.
Potter. At least, yes, it's written for kids, and it's in, like especially the first book. Like I was reading it to my goddaughter, and I'm like, wow, this is really basic, but it at least still holds up. Whereas Del Toro Quest was just like
Yes.
not feeling it.
Yeah,
I haven't read all the Harry Potters.
Really?
You're a disgrace. Get the fuck out of this podcast right now.
Well,
Yeah, we're going to be swearing in this a lot.
I mean,
Anyway.
I assume.
yeah. I read the first 3, and then I listened to the 4th and 5th. Actually, no, yeah, I listened to it on.
Stephen Fry.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
No, he's not in Harry Potter, Frankie.
He did the audiobooks
I'm surprised he's not in Harry Potter though.
He should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of like everyone else in the UK.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that was in Harry Potter.
You can have like 10 actors.
Yeah.
Surely every one of them in everything.
I'm just trying to think. Was because even but and then I read the last 2. I didn't read the order. I listened. Yeah, I don't know. So I've heard them all. Like,
Oh, that's okay.
yeah.
That I forgive.
Yeah, at least you got them all. I was like, how could you not finish the series? Like,
I didn't
you
actually-
need to know what happens. And
Until I actually said that out, I didn't realize I'd actually gone through them all. I thought I'd missed like 1 or 2.
this is where we insert the
you
banner, Daniel is a liar,
Give-
and point up every time
Why
he
would you-
lies.
anyway. No,
Well, movies are coming out. Well,
to be
the book's
fair,
coming out.
I started reading. I read my first one in like grade 1, but I picked up Chamber of Secrets, and I'm reading it. I'm like, this doesn't really make sense, but I'm enjoying it. And then my teacher, like, the librarian, comes over and's like, oh, you're reading Harry Potter. How'd you like the first one? I'm like, what?
This is
There's
the first
more?
one.
So I went back and did the first one. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes so much more sense. And then I did 1, 2, got halfway through the 3rd, got really bored because I was still at this point, probably still in grade 1.
Yep.
Then I think someone was like, skip the 3rd, go to the 4th. I'm like, all right. Started that, got even more bored because I had no idea what was happening, and then didn't touch them till year 11, in between the release of Deathly Hallows 1 and Deathly Hallows 2, the movies. So I did them all
insane.
again, or I was in the first 2 again, and then did them all in that, like, probably did in about 6 months. And then Renata did them in a month. I'm so angry. She just, like, smashed them all out. It's like, because we used to read them in year 11 lit. No,
Yeah.
year 11 maths together.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, because, like,
Did you have SSR or you just do it in class?
no, in class. So we'd do a little bit of maths. We'd be like, oh, bugger this. Just start reading. And then, I can't remember his name, but our teacher would be like, oh, what are you up to? We're like, oh, well, Harry's just, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, that's a good bit. I was like, yeah.
Keep reading, but
Thanks,
get back
John.
to work at the same time.
Yeah, no, we'd finish everything. But yeah, it was just like,
But at least you were able to like read those books in grade 1. When I was in grade 6, I've gone to borrow Lord of the Rings, and my librarian's gone, oh, this is above your level, and I've gone, well, why is it in the primary school library if
why
I
is it-
can't borrow it? That's my first point. Second of all, why are you stunting my keenness to read?
Oh.
So I've gone, fair enough, and I decided to prove a point for the rest of my grade 6 year, and I borrowed exclusively Grug books. Do you know Grug? Yeah, the little hairball. We'll insert a picture here. So she'd be like, Grug again today, and I'm like, that's correct. You made me do this. I was a spiteful
Are you happy?
12-year-old.
Are you happy? That's beautiful.
What's
Speaking of,
Grug?
I'll show. I'll put a picture
it's
in
like
the
a
podcast.
troll thing.
It's
You'll know it if you
it's
see it.
It's a children's book. It's like 10 pages long. It's like Grug
Yeah.
came out of his hole. Grug went and got some food. Grog is happy.
Grog sounds like me at this stage. Like that's my life right there.
Daniel did homework.
Speaking of teachers being like you with reading in grade 5, I picked up Catcher in the Rye. Back to the Billy Joe thing again because it was his favorite book.
Yeah.
And also like, but all the, like the emo people were like, "Oh, Catcher in the Rye is so great." And I was like, "Oh, I'm that. I will read it too." And then this teacher was just like, "You should not be reading that. You don't understand it. You don't blah blah blah." And I was like, "How dare you tell?" Like I cracked. I remember being like so upset. And I was like grade 5, mind you. And then, but the thing is, it's still probably one of my favorite books. But every time I go back and read it, I get older, whereas Holden's, the main character, stays 16, and the more annoyed with him I get, because as a kid, you're like, oh, he's so cool, he's like 16, he's like smoking and blah, blah, blah. Whereas now I'm like, go to bed. Just, oh my God, go home, take a nap, ring your parents, just, oh my God.
You're old, Frankie.
I know, I had to teach it to children.
No.
I had to read it, I think.
Did you?
For lit, I think. Maybe.
I didn't
remember.
I didn't go to your school, so I can't.
Well, getting older brings us back finally to the birthday topic.
Birthdays!
How's that for a segue? Segue, or is that the right one?
Yeah, segue.
Yeah, because then I
Oh my
imagine that one.
God.
But back to getting older. Did your parents make you special cakes for your birthdays? Did you ever get shaped ones?
I did. Yeah, but they probably, because all my baby photos I got really cool cakes, and then it stopped by the time I could remember having really cool cakes. But I used to have the ones with the Barbie cakes, which was the actual cake was like an ice cream cake, was the skirt, and then you just have a Barbie stuck in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah.
And they made a dress. They were freaking
Oh,
cool.
no, I had Star Wars characters on things.
Oh, I
like
wish,
that.
yeah. I mean,
No, my favorite one was, as you probably got to tell, my best cake was I got a Bible for my what was it, Holy Communion or some shit like that. I'm Catholic, as you can tell from the fairy tale, the fairy tale emblem.
I was gonna say, sacrilegious.
But it was great.
but that's common.
One of those, what was it called? It was that ice cream place, the Bell one.
Dairy Bell.
Yeah, and it was this thick, fucking ice cream cake. And it was this, it was amazing. You could only have one piece.
Yeah.
I tried for 3, but then it was amazing. And that was the best one I had ever.
I'm trying to think of my brother. He this year, because my brother loves Kylie Minogue and he loves Mr. Bean, right? Yeah. So his godparents they photoshopped this photo of Kylie and Mr. Bean this. Oh. Like something like a romance book cover, and had that on his birthday cake, and it was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I was so happy.
Have you seen on Facebook now they're photoshopping Mr. Bean's face onto everything?
Yeah, but they were doing that from 2006.
My favorite one I've seen lately is he's on the Hulk, and it's the hero we deserve.
Oh, Jesus.
Because the one I remember vividly was the Voldemort one, and then the Na'vi one, from Avatar.
Yeah. Oh, they're great.
Not the good Avatar, the
James Cameron Avatar.
Yeah.
Well, not even the Avatar movie.
That didn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened.
Yeah, no, I never saw that one.
No, saw what?
It didn't
what are we
ruin the
talking
anime.
about? Birthdays.
Birthdays. Well, bless my mum, the same. She gave me a different one each year, and that would help, and Kay would help and stuff in there. But I could tell you probably each one leading up to, when would you say the shapes stop? When you're, an acceptable age, 12?
See, mine probably stopped at 8 or something.
Well, they just kept going. If I wanted one, I got one. So, I started with a bunny rabbit when I was 1. I had a train when I was 2 with caramel popcorn on the side. One of those decoration book kind of ones.
Oh.
Can't remember 3rd birthday. Might have been guitar or something, but it kept going up. Anyway, it got to my 21st, and Mum's like, oh, what do you want? And I'm like, a TARDIS cake. She's like,
I remember that.
Well, what am I going to do? So, she's done that. She's got a light and indented a cylinder in the middle.
That was great.
And that was great. My 5th birthday was my favourite. She made me a Charmander cake. And everyone should know by watching our stuff that I love Pokemon. Hence Pikachu here. And that was just glorious. Cellophane tail, that kind of thing. And she's like, when she was pointing out the idea for the TARDIS cake, I've gone, when I'm 36, I want you to make me a Charizard cake, because that's when Charmeleon evolves into Charizard at level 36. So when I'm 36 years old, I want a child's cake of Charizard.
My favourite cake on that, just, going from that awesome cake idea, it's fucking $4 Coles mud cake.
Oh, how good are they?
I like the white mud cake. I prefer that to the chocolate mud cake.
No, chocolate mud cake all the way.
No.
I mean, Charizard 36 cake.
$4 Coles mud cake. Yes!
No, I'm a child when it comes to birthdays. I need effort. Every attention has to be on me. I don't know if you guys have this. I have a birth month. So the lead up to my birthday is my month. Everyone has to do what I say, have to be nice to me. If I want this food, I get that food. This still continues. I'm turning 23 in a week, and this continues. But as soon as my birthday's over. Do not mention it. I can't have my party the day after. So you guys aren't the same? I'm
No.
Oh, I can stretch it out for a week if I really want to be a diva, but like it's more. It depends on what like. During school, that wouldn't really be a thing just because it was too hard. But like, because I think last year for my birthday, like I had, you know, a mini family thing. Then I had like brunch with the crew and stuff. So it was kind of like between that period, I was like, it's my birthday.
You have to come and love me.
Yeah, like you guys.
Well, I struggle with the concept because now that we're older and it's not a special occasion birthday, it's do we get them a present, do we not get them a present?
Oh my god, my life.
Yeah, the better part of me goes, no one should have to get you a present. You don't like getting people presents when they don't have a thing. But the other side of me is like, you better fucking get me a present.
See, my thing is, all right, if it's like, let's go out for drinks, no present.
Yeah.
Unless you're really close with that person.
Yeah.
At their house, generally, I will bring at least some form of alcohol
Yeah.
or some kind of... Yeah, it really depends on what they do. If it was like a full-on 21st, obviously you have to. I mean, but yeah, so it sort of depends how well you know the person. I mean, when you're +9, on the other hand, no, you wouldn't. Actually, I think I still bought a box of favourites because I felt bad showing up empty.
yeah.
I mean, in the end, that was sort of payment for, sorry, I munted in your bushes.
That's
No,
the thing,
it's
everyone
not
feels
worse.
obligated, and the standard thing is alcohol. And that brings me to my next thing, and we'll talk about this in a later podcast because this is a whole thing on its own. But health issues come down to the fact I can't drink alcohol anymore. So I'm like, I want to party. The standard thing to do at our age is go out to a bar.
Yeah.
And my house is too small, so it's like, what can you do for a party that doesn't involve alcohol at our
Cocaine.
age?
Cocaine.
Who invited
Cocaine.
this guy?
Yeah. All right, drug addicts. Banned from YouTube already. It's
I
just
do
hard.
cocaine.
And you know, it's the... Well, yeah, that takes away a standard gift for people because
Yeah, you
it's
can't
just
just
cruel
buy
me
them like
looking
a-
at it.
Yeah.
And it takes away the best opportunity to get out of a small house with when you got a crew of, say, 30 like we do. How do we fit that in a small house? I've had to just force it. And,
Yeah.
like, people are coming around anyway. Parents get out of the house.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
still live with my family. I'm a scab.
I do. Yeah.
Everyone does. Housing
We're
prices
gamers.
are too damn high.
We're gamers.
Also, WOG parents, I'm never leaving. No.
But,
Are you racist to yourself?
you
Oh,
can,
you can.
But does
That's
it
not
count?
racist. Aren't you like a millionth Italian?
like 1/64th. My great-great-grandfather jumped ship.
That's because I was like, where does Mirabella come from?
No, it's an Italian name. I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
more-
I know,
My
but I'm like,
family's
where
more
the fuck does
Irish.
it come from?
It means to aim beautiful, so we don't quite get there, but we try really hard.
I don't
Best ever
believe
gaming.
it. Oh, wow. I've been told, I don't believe this, but son of fire apparently is what my surname
So
means.
good.
I'm like, that's bullshit. There's no
Photiatus.
way that's what it means.
I'm looking up what mine is. I have no idea.
McAdam.
Yeah. It's son of Adam, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it would be.
Which reminds me, I was thinking about this the other day as a good talking point. When we were looking at names, I remember this very clearly because it was awesome. I was at your house and we were looking on Urban Dictionary our names. Do you remember
Oh,
this?
God.
And we looked at yours first, and you were like,
To be
like
God or something.
no, it was like, yeah, like God, like strong
In
warrior
God's
kind of
image,
thing like that.
basically.
Yeah, God's image, striving to be God, and it's like Daniel, and it's just like
God.
I'm like, it's
Striving to
him.
be him, yeah.
It's like I'm God, Chuck Norris, something like that. Like Daniel. It was
My
like-
favorite is because every time I remember doing that all the time as a kid. But what I find really funny is it's clearly people writing about their exes because there's either like, oh, best lover, massive dick, blah blah blah, or it's the worst fucking piece of shit on this earth. So it's clearly some petty mofo has just been dumped and be like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do, sort of thing, and just like Urban Dictionary that
I never
name.
even thought about doing that. It's a good idea.
It's good.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, I think that's as good a point as any to wrap this up. Thank you for joining us for our first podcast. Join us next time for Frankie's topic, which we will reveal next time.
We're just gonna go on Urban Dictionary now and bag out our exes. So.